Who's buying homes? Well, apparently investors are.
Estate struggles are real. Home buyers and sellers alike feeling a massive struggle to close deals.
Home buyers are extremely negative on the availability of housing in the country at this point, with 68% calling it non-affordable.
If you're a home buyer, prices have steadily, creeped up. They're continuing to creep up.
So the average Joe, well, he just can't get a break. Investors, per this latest report, are buying 1 out of every 6 homes here in the United States of America, totaling $43 billion worth of sales and bidding out the middle class. As a matter of fact, they are buying 1 out of every 4 low-priced homes. Investor purchases rose 3.4% in the second quarter of this year, the largest increase since the second quarter of 2022, according to the real estate brokerage firm Redfin. Elevated home prices and elevated mortgage rates have pushed home ownership out of the reach of many Americans and fueled demand for rentals.
Well, because, Rachel, the Fed single-handedly has killed the housing market. The Fed will make more renters in this country in the next 2 years than it has in the last 50.
Investors, many of whom can pay cash to avoid the sting of high mortgage rates, are cashing in on the situation. They are buying up primarily single-family homes. As a matter of fact, single-family homes represented 69.4% of the investor purchase in the second quarter of this year. Investors are scooping up these deals with the intent to rent the properties out. And speaking of rentals, well, got a lot of them. I mean, I don't know where you live, but where I live, there's an apartment complex like on every corner of the city now. There's just thousands of new apartment complexes being built. And subsequently, at least here in Florida, it is driving rents down. And nationwide, rents are down marginally, but when you start to see rentals going down and it's cheaper to rent than to buy, well, not a good scenario for Mr. Homeowner who's trying to sell. But they're not all investors buying. The ones that are buying, that aren't investors, must have some deep pockets. Have you seen this? We have now 237 cities where the median home price is $1 million. $1 million. Can you imagine? 117 cities are in California, and New York has 31 of those cities. New Jersey has 21 of those cities, and Florida has 11 cities where the median home price is $1 million. $1 million starter home. Is that the new norm? I hope not. I frequently ask myself, when are the prices going to stop climbing? Because it is crazy. Now, if you look at the real estate market, at least here in Florida, you can see people are making price cuts. And that's probably because they were overpriced to begin with. But when you look at the reports, at least the second quarter report, the median home price went up, which is a total head scratcher. Sales are down, prices are up. What's up is not up, and what's down is not down. Everything's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. Yeah, June numbers, second quarter 2024, at least here in Florida, the median home price was $428K. That was up 2.4% higher year over year than last year. And contract cancellations are up as well. Now, if you're someone headed into retirement, these are some crazy times. Volatile times. Anything can happen because it's an election year. So if the stock market takes a crap, I think the housing market will follow, but it's not an overnight situation. These things take time. And while a stock market crash will definitely affect the housing market, it's like watching paint dry. It takes a long time. The recession we had in 2008 took 5 years to bottom out. 5 freaking years. Me personally, I'm not sweating it. I'm on the back 9 of this thing called life. So, real estate market, crazy. Real estate industry, also volatile. So, I might work on my tan just a little bit more. You know, I did make a video about collecting Social Security as early as 62, pros and the cons, and I'll pop that at the end. Maybe it's a topic that you're interested in. Now, while not getting stressed out, I do hope that you're keeping a close eye on things in the world today, because there's a lot going on, especially during an election year. I mean, you know, things like the internet could go completely out all over the world. Maybe the electricity would do the same. I don't know. Nothing would surprise me anymore. Just be prepared. I think you'll feel a lot less stressed if you are prepared. Food, water, batteries, just in case. And yes, I'm prepared. And now that the real job numbers have come out, yes, our lovely government misrepresented themselves. And miraculously, they're saying 800,000 jobs don't exist. And if that's their number, I can only imagine that it's much higher. So Jerome may be forced to do a rate cut. We'll see what happens with that. But you know how that works. The market's already priced it in. So even if he cuts the Fed funds rate a quarter or even a half, most of the rates I'm seeing right now are counting on that, so they've already dropped their rates. Yeah, I'm not so sure that a quarter point cut by the Fed is going to move the needle much in the way of housing sales. It'll move it maybe marginally.
Well, the World Economic Forum had this famous commercial where they talked about the Great Reset, and they said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And you're seeing that happening. You're saying that we are becoming a renter nation. I say it's by design. Explain what you mean by it.
The rents in this country, the average rent, as much as people complain about them, we have 12,000 units. The average rent's about $1,800. And as much as they complain about it, the mortgage on a similar home in that same neighborhood would be double that.
Okay, my friends, I hope you got some value out of this video. Little real estate update on what's happening with sales and who's buying those houses. Gotta love those investor guys. And I hope I see you here again. Make sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy the video or learned a little bit of something. And the subscribe button is very close by. You should hit that too.
This Great Reset is as serious and as dangerous a threat, and your freedom.
When government forces you into something, a way of living, when has it actually ever worked out?
Lies are all around you.
Scott, look at all of that fake news. It's unbelievable.
Stop drinking the Kool-Aid.